Hi everybody and welcome back. We're now going to talk about the first of 7 toolbox functions, or also known as library of functions. These are basic functions that you should be familiar with and know their properties, because they are used repeatedly in algebra. So the first one we're going to do is talk about the constant function, which is defined right here in the upper right hand corner. Now, the constant function is just f of x equals k, where k is any real number. So basically this is the function version of a horizontal line. So if we let, for example, this denote the k, then our graph is just going to look like a vertical line going through k. And that makes perfect sense, because remember that y is supposed to equal f of x. And if that's true, then this means that this is just y equals k, which is the graph of a horizontal line. So basically, if you know how to graph horizontal lines, you know how to graph this, so there's nothing much to this one. We can there's really nothing we can do with this function other than graph it, but it does have some properties, so this will give you some use to some terminology we're going to use. The domain, well, it's going to be all real numbers. The only y value we hit is k, so the range is just going to be k. This is an even function, because if we look at f of negative x, well, there's nothing to plug in for x, so it's just k, which is f of x, so it's even. End behavior. Now this is something we haven't talked about before. End behavior is about what values do y approach as x either gets really large or really small. So this symbol right here means x approaches affinity. And this is going to be x approaches negative affinity. So that means what happens when x travels in this direction or this direction. And what happens is that when x gets really large, so this first case here, this is x gets really large, notice that, well, f is just going to be on the line k, so it's just going to approach k, so it will just stay on this line. And similarly, as x gets really small, what happens to y? Well, we just stay on the line, and so f of x is just going to be on k. This is never increasing because there's no hills. It's never decreasing, there's no hills. So we're just walking on a flat surface, if you think about the person here, walking on the graph. And that's really all you need to know about this graph. Just walking on a flat surface. The other graphs will go into a little bit more detail, including some typical points that you need to know, and we'll see you in that video.